Hey buddy, Crow back again with another Zaccaria Pinball table. We're looking at now is the last of the electromechanical tables. This is Top Hand from 1974.
Top Hand.
Top Hand is going to load super quick. Yes, it did. Okay, let's look what we got here. Another 5-digit reel. Wow, look at this guy. It's like he's like a deck of cards superhero here. Which also reminds me that I do not have a thumbnail already built for this one because this table wasn't out when I made all the thumbnails. So I'll have to make a thumbnail for this. I guess I'm going to use that guy and maybe the cards in the middle. I don't know. We'll use something like that. Anyway, let's take a look at what we got here. Outlanes. Hopefully, hopefully these outlanes just don't drain like crazy because I got pretty tired of that from Granada. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Got holes here right near the side. That's unusual. We don't really see something like that. 10 times value when lit. It looks like we have the high cards of every suit. And then we've got... Oh, I see. It looks like drop targets. I bet you... Nailing all 4 of those drop targets lights up those lights. And wow, when lit. Wow, when lit. Again, I don't really see a whole lot of huge scoring on this, so hopefully 5 digits is enough for this. But it looks like we got 2. One of them might be lit. If I had to guess, I'd say one of those rollovers is lit, and they just alternate back and forth. Maybe even the same thing on the sides there. But anyway, I'll play this for a while. And we'll see a jump cut. And I'll come back to you after I've played it for a while. So Alright, I am done with Top Hand. Kind of a frustrating table. This table does like to drain a lot. On top of that, I'm not entirely clear on the way certain things work. The rules don't really help at all. But here's what I gather. You have the 4 groups of targets. So the 4 diamonds. If you hit the 4 diamonds, you get it lit. I don't know. It says 10 times value when lit, but they stay down. So I don't know what exactly is 10 times the value. But what I can tell you is that if you get these 4 diamonds up here, the top left rollover lane stays lit, and it's the same thing with the spades here. The right rollover lane stays lit. They don't alternate like I thought. But here's the funny thing. It is very hard to hit those rollovers to begin with. But now if you get these clubs, you get the light for the in lane and up at the top here, the top trigger, I guess. And that's the same thing for the other side. See, I'm very confused because not everything got lit at once. Now, I think that if you drop all the targets, you will do... So I don't know what happens. I couldn't drop all the targets in one ball because the table drains like crazy. I think you get the wow thing gets lit, but I never even got that far. This table is just a monster when it comes to draining. I'll be lucky enough to get 1 row of targets without draining. But if you do get 1 row of... So, like, everything you've hit after the ball ends, if the ball drains, gets reset. But if you did complete a row and you did light these lights or whatever, they stay lit for the rest of the game. So really the only strategy is to get as many of the drop-down targets as possible early on, so you're scoring more later in the game. I honestly, yeah, this table just drains way too much. There's something going on here. Because I don't know if that's the way the table originally was intended to be played, but this table drained almost as much as Granada. And it's harder, too, when you have so much to do in one ball, and you can't do it because the ball will just drain. So, yeah, I don't know if I can recommend that table just for that fact. It kept me going just to try and get a better score or figure out how certain things were working. But after an hour, I'm just like done with this table. Oh man, well, I might come back to this at some point. I can see myself, oh, let me try this and see if I can do it again. But it's just frustratingly hard to get all these targets down in one ball. The top targets, especially since they're so hard to hit from where you are down here, because you're gonna have to rely on the bouncing around to hit some of these targets, especially like the J, the red J or the black A. There's really no way to hit those without it bouncing around. Anyway, what you'll see now is table under different lighting conditions for about 2 minutes or so, and then the best game I had during the stream, final thoughts after that, and then we'll be done with the electromechanical tables.
All right, as usual, we're going to start out by looking at the morning mode of Top Hand. Here you can see all the artwork and everything on the table, the best, as well as the ball. This is as clear as you wanted to be if you just wanted to make sure you saw everything on the table. You can see the cards. Pretty much that's the artwork. You can see like the plastics and everything. We've got the artwork, and basically the baseboard just has the cards pretty much. We've switched over now to the afternoon lighting, and again you get all those shadows across the table. It's not so bad on this table, so this is pretty much doable. It doesn't really bother me that much, but a lot of tables have a lot of shadows across the table in that mode. Here is the mode I usually like to play in. This is the midnight mode. It's pretty dark, but you get the lights kind of showing off their stuff with the shadows and everything. It's really nice. Again, this is my preferred mode of playing the table, and now we've switched over to the stormy mode, so it's even darker, but you get those flashes of lightning across the table that could kind of really throw you off, so this is more of a novelty than anything else. Wow, those streaks of lightning are pretty big. I mean, it seems to cover a lot of the table now. I think it was smaller before. Back to the midnight mode here, and this is with the white lights. This is like if there were white LEDs in the table instead of the original lighting, so you can see that the lighting is, you know, just white. But right now we're going to switch over to the same midnight mode, but this is colorful lighting, and this table is pretty colorful. It looks really nice with the colored lighting, and with each section kind of having a different color and everything. It's pretty effective here. But now we're going to switch over to back to the morning mode. This is making the table as worn as possible and as dirty as possible. Again, kind of a novelty just to see. And again, it is a slider, so you can kind of adjust how dirty it is, and this is just at max. Pretty interesting. And then the dirtiest table, the most worn table, back in stormy mode, because it is the darkest you could possibly see it, and you get those flashes of lightning, even more effective than before. And again, just a novelty, just funny that you could kind of set the table up this way. And that's it for looking at the lighting. But now what we're going to see now is the best game I had during the stream.
On the first ball, you kind of have to get at least one row of drop-down targets. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, I think. Yeah, at least one from every group. And okay, okay, that worked out for me. Got two. Okay. Hit a target, drain the ball. That's the way this game works. Yeah. Hit the post, drain the ball. Tabled by extortion purposes. No, it won't be, probably. The next stream will not probably be Zaccaria Pinball at all. It might be, but I'm wagering it won't be. Ah, Jesus Christ. This doesn't drain as much as Granada did. Oh, come on. I'm at 33,000 again. I really don't know what kind of score I'm getting for hitting those holes. And there's the drain, and there's my best score, 48,000. I'm just going to keep it like that because I just wanted to see if I could beat, yeah, I was in 26. I wanted to see if I could get within the top 25. I did that, so I think I'm done with this table. And that's Top Hand, a table I kind of am on the fence about. On one hand, I do like it, but on the other hand, it is extremely difficult, so it can be frustrating, but I don't think it's by far the worst table. It's one I would probably want to go back to. And with that, that is the last of the electromechanical machines, but it's also the last of the real Zaccaria pinball tables. We've covered everything that was actually put out by Zaccaria Pinball. The next Zaccaria Pinball table will be getting into the remakes. That is newly typed Zaccaria pinball tables as if they were made today with DMD displays, just reimaginings of tables. So the format of the video may change. We probably won't go into lighting or anything and keep it a little bit more streamlined because these may be a little bit more complicated than what we've been looking at for Zaccaria Pinball. So if you made it this far and you did like the video, I would recommend liking the video. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I would recommend subscribing because there will be many more Zaccaria Pinball tables to come, or videos to come. Also, Pinball Arcade and Pinball FX3, more videos for those. And, well, actually, I don't know about Pinball Arcade. But there are plenty of other videos up on the channel. So, again, I would recommend subscribing. Thanks for watching.